Glorified bodies and abilities. The Bible reveals that the believer's hope is not only forgiveness of sins, but also the redemption of the body, a complete transformation into a glorified, immortal, and incorruptible body like that of Jesus Christ after his resurrection. 1. Our present body versus the glorified body. Paul explains that our current body is a temporary tent, 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 1 through 4. It is frail, subject to sickness, weakness, and death. But when Christ returns, believers will be clothed with a heavenly, eternal body, sown in corruption, raised in incorruption, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, 42. Sown in weakness, raised in power, verse 43. Sown a natural body, raised a spiritual body, verse 44. This is the great transformation when mortality is swallowed up by life. At the last trumpet, those who have died in Christ will rise, and the living saints will be instantly changed. 1 Corinthians 15, verses 51 through 55. Death will be defeated forever. 2. Powered by the Spirit. The same Spirit who raised Jesus will quicken our mortal bodies. Romans 8:11. This is what Paul calls the redemption of our body. Romans 8:23. A moment we groan and wait for with anticipation, knowing it will mark the completion of our adoption as sons of God. Jesus told his disciples, when the signs of the end draw near, to lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh. Luke 21:28. 3. Shining with God's light. The glorified body will not just be free of death, but radiant with God's glory. They that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, as the stars forever. Daniel 12, verses 2 and 3. Jesus said, then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Matthew 13:43. Our bodies will reflect the light and majesty of God himself. 4. Like Jesus' resurrection body. The glorified believer will be like Christ after his resurrection, fashioned like unto his glorious body. Philippians 3, verses 20 and 21. We shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. 1 John 3:2. David declared, when I awake, I shall be satisfied with thy likeness. Psalm 17:15. If we are united in his death, we will also share the likeness of his resurrection. Romans 6:5. Colossians 3:10 affirms we will be renewed after the image of him that created us. Jesus' resurrected body was tangible, flesh and bones. Luke 24:39. Yet it had supernatural qualities. 5. Abilities of the glorified body. Jesus demonstrated the capabilities believers will share. Supernatural travel. He vanished instantly from one location. Luke 24, verses 30 and 31. Multi-dimensional presence. He appeared in locked rooms. John 20:26. Flight. He ascended visibly into heaven. Mark 16:19, Acts 1:9-11. Space travel. He ascended to the Father beyond earth. John 20:17. Supernatural sight. The pure in heart shall see God. Matthew 5:8. Perfect mind. Believers will have the full mind of Christ. 1 Corinthians 2:16. 6. New wine. New wineskins. Jesus taught that new life cannot be contained in the old body. Matthew 9, verses 16 and 17. Just as new wine requires a new wineskin, eternal glory requires a new body fit for eternity. Our present body cannot inherit the kingdom, but the glorified body is designed for it. Final thought. The glorified body is the Christian's blessed hope, incorruptible, free from sin and decay, immortal, never dying again, radiant, shining with God's glory, Christ-like, fashioned after his resurrection body, empowered with supernatural abilities beyond our present comprehension. This is the destiny of every believer who puts their faith in Christ. When he returns, the promise will be fulfilled. Death is swallowed up in victory.